Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Ariels podcast, now with the Digit Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. I cannot believe this, but this is season 5. So thanks to you. This is a thriving podcast, reaching the corners of the world, all the women out there, and I'm so excited and proud to be with you. All right, super excited because I am launching a new podcast with my 2 co-hosts, Noah Dock and Amanda Ritchie. And we are going to be on this feed on Thursdays. It is called The Artist Entrepreneur. We are 3 aerialists and dancers navigating our businesses. And if you'd like to check that out, just check out your inbox on Thursdays. Also in partnership with Sweet Retreats, I'm so excited to be hosting an intermediate aerial dance retreat June 21st through the 28th. Still have some spots available. Please check out the show notes for that. Roll it out every Tuesday and Thursday. Of course, my comprehensive course for those who want to train on their own or you have spotty access to instructors. It's beginner to intermediate, fully online. And then, of course, aerial rehab, postpartum, post-injury, meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. Of course, I'm teaching all over the place this year, Texas, heading back to LA, Ohio, and of course, Oaxaca in June. Let's get started. Oh my goodness. So nice to see your face. And I'm actually going to spend a whole week with you, which is so exciting.
I know. I'm freaking stoked about that. You have no idea.
So good. So listeners, Loren is here for a check-in because since she came on the podcast, she's gotten a divorce. And there was a lot to talk about, but she couldn't talk about it yet. So look what she's doing. Look at your belly button. Oh my God. I was telling Loren just now, I love tea, all forms of it. Okay, so if you'll give us the skinny.
All right. So when we talked last, I could not talk about much, right? Because I had just literally packed my bags and left my marriage. And we're, in the middle of litigation and all of that nonsense. And in the middle of it all, it just seemed very, it seems so scary to talk about it because, for one, when I left, there was very much like this pull to go back, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna go back at this point. And so the reason why I left, okay, so let's go back to that. So I started aerial, which we talked about in 2020, right? And then I started teaching about a year later. And through teaching, it just really helped get me to a place where I was being seen in a way that I hadn't been seen at home for years. Like, I had positive feedback from my kids and my parents, and because I teach kids. So that was really helpful for me because I was getting such negative reinforcement, I guess, at home, that I had this idea of myself that wasn't real. And being in my body and being in the air really helped me go, wait a minute, if I can do this, I could do anything. And teaching the kids really helped me just feel like, wait a minute, there's such a disconnect between what I'm doing and what I'm being told I am. And so, I think I told you I was married to a doctor. He was very supportive as far as financially and buying all the rigging and the classes and the personal training and all that. But I think once it got to be where I wanted to be in the community and be around people, that it became a real issue. And in the beginning, it was like, oh, I just love that you do this. But there really wasn't support. So if my kids had a performance coming up that were planning. It's like you cannot cancel classes because he wants you to be at some dinner. And it was really like important for me to stand my ground and hold boundaries around that. Because for one, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was literally a part of the most beautiful thing in our community that just, it didn't make sense to me that it wasn't supported. Like there's so many dinner parties and, and so it started to get sticky when I was canceling with him. I wasn't available to him at his beck and call. And so, but I held boundaries around that for the most part. And then it got to a point where his parents had their 60th wedding anniversary and we were planning it. And by the way, okay, so their wedding anniversary was coming up in October. We're in late September and I bring it to his attention, like, what are we doing for them? It's their 60th anniversary in less than a month. What's the plan? Meanwhile, I'm teaching classes and like, right? And so his sister and him settle on a date. And I let him know immediately, like, okay, so that date really doesn't work because I have to be there for them. It's their training session right before our performance for Halloween. Like I cannot cancel that. So I'm letting them know now, like, okay, so you guys want to do this really cute, appetizer thing at a restaurant, and then we're getting on a boat. I'm going to miss the appetizers at the restaurant. I will be there with bells on to get on that boat and make sure that everything runs smoothly. Not only that, I'll make sure it's all planned. Like, just let me know what you need. And I was met with an ultimatum. You cancel that class. It's not important. You come, you be, and I went like this, big F you. I'm not doing that. I'm giving you every reason why it's inappropriate to cancel. And just because it's not important to you, like it's wildly important for me and for these kids. And I'm not going to do that. I will be there, but I'm not going to be there from start to finish. And it was, get out of my house. I want nothing to do with you. And so anytime he wouldn't get his way with me and I would hold a boundary, it was, get out. I want nothing. Like, who are you? And literal like emails sent to me, like, if you don't leave my house, and I am his wife.
And you guys have a kid. How old is your kid now?
So I came into the marriage with a small baby.
Oh, so this is your kid.
My child, yes. And so that's the other bit, right? So my kid grew up living this doctor lifestyle on the ocean, and who am I? So it literally felt like I was imprisoned because I didn't want to be a bad mom and take him from what he knows. But what I realized is, so this is all going down and he's giving me these ultimatums, and living in that house was getting more and more difficult. Like I hope you understand, if you're not there, blah, 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 blah. And we're just leading up to the day of the anniversary party. And it's just super contentious. But one thing he was really good at was being real nice to Bo. And then when Bo would leave the room, just lay into me in the most disgusting way, and just verbally and horrible, And so one day, and I'm planning this, by the way. So he was not easy from the beginning. I ended up meeting Lori, my therapist, like I think it was 2 years into our relationship. And she really helped me navigate between like just caring for me and holding boundaries, but also realizing that this person we're dealing with is not someone who respects boundaries. And so she gave me as many tools as possible to navigate that. And it got to a place where she was looking at me like, okay, your next thing is you need a life coach to help get you out. Because not only was it verbal, but it got abusive, physically abusive, and totally controlling, to a place where I wasn't allowed to choose. I mean, I'm in therapy and I'm talking through therapy, right? And he was so upset at me having my own opinions that he called me crazy. He wanted me on medication. And so I said, okay, well, if you're a doctor, I trust your opinion. So I went to a psychiatrist and sat with her. And I mean, I did everything to try to save this marriage. The psychiatrist sat with me for 2 months, weekly, and said, girlfriend, like, you work out every day, you're a great mom, like, you have a solid routine. It just seems like this is like your stress or your anxiety is produced by someone telling you you're, you can't. I mean, I was financially crippled from this man, by the way, and my fault, right? Because I was in on it. But to the point where I couldn't have a credit card in my name. I couldn't have. I had no.
Is it your credit? Is it your credit that got crippled?
Everything was crippled, right? Because I went from paying everything on my own as a single mom,
yes,
to nothing in my name. And so to get out, I had to really be smart. So I hired this life coach he didn't know about. And I was seeing this life coach and he basically helped me organize my life so that I can get out secretly and safely. And it got to that place where I was like, okay, I'm in danger. So the psychiatrist disagreed completely with his assumption that I needed to be on meds. He, as a doctor, put me on meds anyway. 40 milligrams of Prozac every day. He had it written in my old last name as to not flag the pharmacist. He would then have me pick up a year's worth all at once, again, to just get it done. And then he would make sure I took them. And when I was misbehaving, he assumed that it was because I wasn't taking my medication that he put me on.
And so Prozac is a antidepressant?
It's like an SSRI. So it's like, it's an antidepressant. Yeah.
It's like a Zoloft, because I'm on Zoloft.
Yeah. And like, and one thing I said to him was, when I was 19, I was depressed and I did need something. And I was put on Prozac 20 milligrams for 3 months. And then I weaned off of it. But it did help me at that time. I was dealing with a lot of like family issues, and just, it helped. And so I mentioned that. And so, but again, I'm 36 years old. Like, that was a really long time ago. And I wasn't depressed. It was circumstantial, right? It was situational.
Well, it's very different for me to be on a Zoloft or you to choose to be on a Prozac, but for your husband to make sure that you take. Anyways, okay. So when did you know that you needed to exit?
So yeah, great question. So leading up to that 60th anniversary, right? It was so contentious in the house. He was really good about hiding it from my son, I thought. So meanwhile, I'm dealing with a life coach. I have my life planned at this point. I have pulled credit cards. I'm pulling money away little by little and making sure I have something to land in when I leave. I had a bag packed in the back of my trunk for 3 months. And the moment that I chose to leave was one morning. He came down and didn't see Bo downstairs and was just like his regular, just tyrant self, yelling and telling me if you don't go, da, 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 da. And then Bo comes down the stairs and oh, hi, Bo. Good morning. He switches. And Bo went and took a shower. My son went and took a shower for, school that morning. And he laid into me again. On our way to school, my son and I listen to music and, we do our little affirmations, and he just wasn't connecting with anything. And he at one point shuts the music off, and I look over and he's in tears. I pulled off the side of the road and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, Mom, I shut the shower off this morning and I heard him, and it's not okay. The way he speaks to you is not okay. And I said, was this the first time you've heard this? And he's like, no. And so that day, when I picked him up from school, I didn't have a plan to, at that point, I didn't know, I had sat with attorneys, the whole gamut, but I didn't know what I was really going to do yet, as far as a rental and where we were going to stay. But I had 3 girlfriends in town that I knew that I can call at any moment. So I dropped him off at school and I said, we're getting out. And he's like, what? And I said, we're moving today. I'll pick you up and we're going to go somewhere safe. And he's like, okay. Dropped him off at school and then called all 3 friends, and all 3 of them were like, you come here. So we landed in Pierpont with a mom, and she held us for a week. And it took me that long to find a rental and serve him documents and have temporary spousal. 1 week. And it was all. And so when we talked, I was out, I think, out of his house and on my own for 2 months, 3 months. But then it was really confusing, right? Because he was showing up with gifts and wanting to come see my space. And I just feel so bad for Bo. I can't imagine how you're taking care of him. I can't imagine. And so he had me again questioning who I was and letting him in for a whole year, going, okay, well, if this is something, I don't want to walk away from a marriage unless, I want to know we did everything to save it. And so this last year was me placating him until I drew a boundary and told him there needs to be a third party. We have not spoke to a therapist, and we're not getting anywhere here. You're literally telling me that in one breath, he tells me I'm, the worst mother and the worst wife. And then the next, it's not normal. And what needs to be addressed is the physical aspect of it, and the aspect that you put me on medication. All of that needs to be addressed. The fact that I had zero autonomy in that relationship, the fact that I had no idea what was coming in, what was going out financially. It is not a partnership. And I deserve that. I'm a smart human being. I have great intuition. I know exactly what it is that we need to move. And he wanted the therapy session. He's like, okay, fine, let's do it. If that's going to save the marriage, let's do it. So, girlfriend, 4 different times, we made appointments with whoever he wanted. He picked it, and he canceled 3 a.m. the night before via email, all 4 times. And then it got to a point where I'm like, what? Why can we not sit in front of someone and address these issues? And his fear was that his license, his medical, he's a doctor. He's very important. He's a medical director of a county and several other things. So he's like, no, that I'm not talking about that. I asked him to I'll sign an NDA. The therapist will sign an NDA. Like, I went above and beyond to try to get him in front of someone so we can work this shit out. And what I concluded was that nothing was going to change. This is how this man operates. If I don't behave, he will get his way. And it's an unsafe situation, 100%. Like, so moved out, started realizing, like, wait a minute, who I am again. I can work and make money. So I call myself the janitor right now. It's kind of funny. I have 3 sets of keys to 3 different places, and nothing is nothing is above me. And so I'll do anything. And so I'm teaching my cute program at Yoga Jones twice a week. So I've got keys there. I'm at Loren Boutique, which is an amazing, cute little boutique in Ventura. I met Gina, and she set me up with the best little job there, right? And has me doing photo shoots for her and making me feel like I'm cute again, which is so funny, but cute, right? Like, I freaking needed an army of women that stood in front of me and went, girlfriend, like, and a lot of them were my Ariel moms. A lot of them, so they knew what I was dealing with partially. I didn't get into much of why I left and all that, but they've met him, and it's funny. It's like, you almost don't have to say it out loud. They knew. And these moms were showing up with Amazon packages. Like, I had nothing. I left with a bag of clothes. I left with nothing. So I had nothing to fill a kitchen, nothing to put on my walls, nothing to, like, they gifted me toilet paper and pots and pans and silverware. And so that was huge, realizing, like, whoa, like, what I have built is actually amazing. It's a tribe of women who see me. They understand what I offer, and they know I'm a great human. And they all showed up in ways that I can't even freaking tell you. Like, I'm so completely grateful.
Loren, how long were you in that relationship?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, so I mean, I'm divorced from what I would probably undiagnosed narcissist, probably, because he's never gonna get diagnosed for anything.
They'll never, yeah.
Yeah. And this type of personality, there's it's a big spectrum, right? And I'm assuming that, maybe bro lies within the N word somewhere. They make you feel like you're looking at a blue sky, and they make you believe that it is purple.
It's green or purple, yeah.
And by the time they're done with you, you don't even know what a sky is.
What's up, what's down. You don't know anything. I lost myself. But what really got me back was being in my body in the air. I'm telling you right now, being in my body in the air. I found my backbone. I found my heart. I knew exactly who I was up there. And there was such a disconnect between what was happening every day and what I knew I was. And Ariel fucking saved me. I don't think Pilates could have done it, girl. Like, for real.
No, it's different.
It's so different.
There's a community around it that's And well, there's also the moms from your school, which I think probably came in like an army.
They came in clutch, dude. They were so amazing to me. They looked at me in my eyes like, how do you not know how great you are to these babies? If I wish I had you when I was your, like, hearing shit like that made me go, whoa, like, I must be doing something amazing. I'm not a piece of shit, you know? I'm not all the things he says I am.
Outside perspective, looking in on a very like not just knowing the basics. So was it one of those things where he was able to be a better partner as long as he was in a position where none of your
doing anything outside of what he wants?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like he was able to function.
He was freaking great. He was the most amazing human when he got his way, you know, like, and when times were good, they were great. And so it really clouds, you know, when things go really bad, you go, well, how bad is this? Maybe I'm being too emotional. Maybe I should just consider the full package of what this man is. Also, I'm from a single mom who was divorced 3 times, who...
Does he feel truly like your savior at some point?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
That's
the thing. He felt like he was the guy.
Totally. And who am I to question somebody like that, right? So the power dynamic alone was really, really tough, because not only is he a doctor and I don't have an education, a formal education at all. And it's not just that, it was the age gap. He's 22 years my elder. So here I am coming into this relationship at 28 years old with a small baby. You know, I didn't know. I had no idea what it was I was getting into. He seemed like the sweetest, most humble nerd who would just worship me, and I would worship him, and I wanted to support all of his life.
Oh my God. This brings me back because I've read many a book on this personality type.
You become a freaking expert after this.
You do, right? I mean, especially now because the N-word has gotten so
overblown and overused.
Well, but there's also so many people that are legitimately showing those symptoms.
Signs, right?
Yes,
symptoms, yeah, for sure. But I would take it a step further with this one, though, because the N-word, I don't think justifies putting your wife on meds, and I don't think it justifies certain other things that happen in that marriage that are really dark. Like, we could talk about COVID at one point, but that got really crazy. I was all over the news. I'll just be real simple about that. I was all over the news because, long story short, I went from my regular Peloton ride every morning, 9 miles, to the next day I couldn't breathe. I then was told what do you do when you can't breathe, right? You just listen. And you hope to God that somebody can help you breathe again. Literally, I was statting in the 70s, which is so low. He had me go to his hospital, where they treated me. I think it was less than 24 hours, maybe 18 hours before I was like, get me out of this place. I don't belong here. I don't do hospitals. I had my kid in Oregon. Like,
did you have COVID?
So I never tested positive for COVID, and they gave me testing me every day, nonstop, 6 times a day. Never tested positive. However, I was treated. So I was put on what's called a high flow oxygen machine because I couldn't breathe. My right lung completely shut down. He said, "You have COVID." I said, "Well, but how do we know it's COVID if every test came back negative? Not one test came back positive." This went on with the high flow oxygen machine. I was able to breathe. He brought me home. He's treating me at home. I was able to breathe partially. It felt, Carrie, like I was running a marathon to breathe every day. This went on for 23 days.
What was it? Do you know?
So for 23 days, I couldn't breathe. I finally looked at him and I said, "I am calling 911. I cannot do this anymore. I can't keep going like that. Like this is the last straw. I'm calling because I don't know." He's like, "Just wait." He leaves the bedroom, comes back with a slew of medications to throw in my IV. Says he just got off the phone with someone from New York and he thinks that this will help. Tell me why I was able to breathe in 45 seconds. And then I got better. And then I was done with that. Like it just felt. And then because I was able to breathe, I was so grateful to be able to breathe.
So he was kind of holding you in a state that you were in on purpose.
I mean, that's what it feels like. Looking back, that's what it feels like. And here's why. So immediately I'm able to breathe. And then it was, "You're going to get on this phone call with a reporter." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, we need to tell people that even the healthiest can get it. The youngest, healthiest can get it. And we need to tell them that they need to be careful." This happened, by the way, early COVID. So I got sick, I think it was like February, March. I can look back and like, he had a camera in my face recording me. And at the time, I didn't understand why. But then he used that footage. And then I told him, I said, "I don't feel comfortable telling these people that it was COVID. I was never I never had a positive test." And he's like, he became very angry over that and said, "I don't know anything. He knows best." And that he's able to diagnose it in the way my lungs shut down. So my right lung completely shut down. And so he goes, that's COVID. That's COVID. And I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't feel comfortable saying it was. So he did all the interviews. But if you look up my first and last name and COVID, you'll find all of the news articles and videos and pictures of me flying aerial and scaring people into thinking that this was something that I actually had, when in fact, I don't know what I had. I don't know what that was. But looking back at that, it just doesn't fucking track. And the fact that I told him I'm calling 911 and then immediately I could breathe just feels really freaking weird.
Like he had something to help you with that the whole time.
And it's wild because I was kept from my son. No one can be in that room for 23 days. I
literally watched like Criminal Minds for 10 years straight, and I swear there was an episode that sounded just like this. Seriously, it sounds crazy, like psychological warfare.
Here's why I didn't argue with it though, because he saved me, right? And anytime I would question it, he would say, "I just can't believe you. You're ungrateful. I should have let you die." And anyone that says that is like not normal. Like that made me question everything even more. Like, why would you say that? You're literally on paper, ethically supposed to save the bum on the street, anyone you don't know, let alone your wife. And so
I mean, he didn't marry you to have a equal partner. He married
It
you
was
to have...
wild. And I have no idea what that was, but I was never tested positive for COVID, not once. I have not one positive test, but I'm sure he wrote it in my file that I did. And so it's just, it's insane. And so you lose like you start to question them. And when you start questioning, it's like they get real angry, really angry. And so you stop questioning because you don't want anger. You want peace.
Tell me how your son's doing. And has your ex-husband, accepted this divorce yet? All that.
So we are doing great. We signed papers. So Bo is so happy. So I was so worried about moving him into what I can afford. You know what I mean? Like a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in a complex. I dropped off the Tesla because he was tracking the Tesla, shutting the Tesla off while I was driving it, locking me out of the car when he knows I'm picking up my son from school. So when that started happening, I dropped off the Tesla. I went and grabbed this 2014 Subaru, and I'll never forget the day I picked him up from school with that car. I was afraid. I was worried. Like, who did I raise? Did I raise that kid who's like, Mom, what are we doing? Like, why are we? Or did I raise the kid that's going to look at me and go, you're a badass? I had no idea. Okay. Because we don't know what we're doing as parents. We just hope that we're showing up for them and we're teaching them like values. I'll never forget. I showed up with the Subaru and he smiled so big. And he got in the car and he said, Mama, I'm so proud of you.
Oh.
He said, this is our car. I said, it is, baby. And so it has been us leaning into each other. And he looks at me like I have it all figured out. And as a mama, you have to just roll. You have to roll with the punches and whatever is coming my way. The threats. Oh my gosh, the threats. This one, no, he hasn't accepted. I don't think he's accepted it because Thanksgiving, we're still in the middle of litigation with this nonsense. He sends a long text message accusing me of wild behavior. Okay. Apparently I'm a drug abuser and I sell drugs and I'm a terrible mother. And if I don't accept his bullshit offer, by the way, which was like really fucking offensive, what he was offering. If I didn't accept that, then he will do, quote, anything in his power to make sure that I lose full custody of my son. So he sent this text message at Thanksgiving. I sat with it till Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because I refused to send that shit to my attorney because he is actually an amazing husband with 6 kids and he deserves a freaking holiday. So I sent it to him Monday, and by Tuesday, the deal was signed and I got what I needed and what I wanted, and it was over. And so a lot of the time, what happens with these types that I'm learning is they bury themselves and let them. And so fully disconnecting, blocking him completely from my life, meaning I had to leave 2 golden retrievers, by the way, that I raised that were my son's siblings behind. You have to gangster cut them out. And some of those moves were really hard to make, but you have to. And they spin because they're so used to the threats and the lies affecting you to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll do what you want. But being on my own and seeing that, dude, I can freaking do this. I don't need, I remember who I am. I could pay my own bills. Also, I don't need the life is never what I signed on for, by the way. What I wanted was a solid family, a solid, loving home. And that never was going to happen over there. So it was just easy. It got to a point where you see them for who they are and you go, no, fuck no. And so, yeah, the deal was signed like Tuesday. It was wild. It happened so quickly. So I don't know how many espresso martinis Doctor had that night, but they cost him.
Oh my God.
I mean,
oh my God.
Not a smart move. Not a smart move. And so you have to, and these are the things he accuses me of, is being too wild and I can't control. I am in full control of who I am. I am in full control. And I know that I'm a great mom. I work my ass off and I didn't need that. But it was a whole lesson, right? And so now I'm happy. I'm teaching my aerials. And like I said, I started at the boutique. The boutique became something I was really interested in because I love dressing women, making them feel good. I'm learning that that's my freaking passion. Making women feel seen and making women feel like they belong and they have a place. And this boutique it's amazing. It's been around for 10 years. Gina, the owner, also a single mom who left a very similar type of relationship, was handed as a baton this boutique from someone amazing. And then she rode the wave and sent both of her boys to college, bought a house, and figured out who she was through this. And so I've been working with her for 6 months, and she looked at me and said, so you know you're the one taking it over, right?
Oh my gosh.
And I said, yeah, I know. She's like, I'm tired and it needs new blood and you're new blood. Are you ready?
Wow.
And so, yeah, come February, I will be the new owner of Rowan Boutique. And I've looked at all the profit and loss statements. I know exactly what comes in and out of that place. And I understand it. It is a baby I'm about to have. It is a full beast that I have to fully commit to. And I cannot fucking wait.
Oh my God. You know what I was thinking when you were saying all the things that he had written you in that text? With a person of this
nature.
type, of this nature, what do they say? The accusation is always the confession?
Yes.
They're just projecting on what they're actually doing. Yeah.
And I'm like, wild. I didn't know you were selling drugs, Doc. Interesting. Whoa.
So the thing is that he has a professional life. Has his professional life just skated right by normal?
100%, because I've not said a goddamn word.
Right, because you're just trying to save yourself and get the F out.
Get the fuck out.
There's a lot of medical doctors who are exactly like this. Mm-hmm. In a way, some of the time I think you'd almost need to be that confident to do that job.
Yeah. Like the audacity of the confidence, though. It's like, wild. Yes.
Oh my God. Well, number one, thank you for coming and sharing. You're not the only woman going through all this.
I know. And it's like, it's important to talk about it because I know there's like just working through my shit, like people, I don't know if it's like an energy field that's out there that's unseen that like people just pick up on it. But I have had 3 women that have come to me. I mean, tons of women talk about their problems, right? But 3 in particular in the last 6 months have come to me and fully been naked in front of me about what it is that's happening at home. And I have been able to look back at them and say, it's so not your story. This is not normal. You deserve better. We all deserve better, whether it's we're alone or we find someone else eventually, but that is not normal. And 3 women I have been able to help get out, just like my life coach helped me to organize their life, because I was right there with them. Like, I knew exactly what it was to have to get out. And all of them are out. And one of them even hired my attorney.
There you go. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being vulnerable on here. It's like, I mean, I know this is supposed to be an Ariel podcast, but our lives are, at the end of the day, what's important.
Yeah. And it really helped shape the way I teach these babies. So, like, when I get to class, we talk highly of each other. There is no negative anything in my class. All the kids know that. So, like, if they say I can't, Miss Loren's gonna give you some push-ups. If they say, oh, I did that already, I know how to do that, I already did that, that's easy, 20 push-ups. Because I'm teaching queens straighten queens crowns quietly. We don't do that. We don't make a mockery of another queen. We straighten that crown quiet. We help them. How do we help them? You remember where you were in that journey, because every little move is a mountain. I tell them, you climbed that mountain. That was cute. Remember that mountain and help her climb it. And so it's this really great atmosphere. And so buying the boutique is amazing. I want that fully for my income at least, but Ariel is my passion. And what I've realized is, like, I don't want to make that my full-time gig. I can't, because I'm going to lose my juju. I'm going to lose my,
yeah, it's a good,
you know what I mean?
It's a good point to, I mean, I think we have conversations like that every week, like balancing doing it all the time and it becomes your bread and butter, and then things shift. It's a hard question.
Yeah. And so I decided I don't want it to be my bread and butter. I want to stay Miss Loren's aerial dance program. And I want to be able to go, you come in and I help you twice a week. And we send you to the big studio in town, because I get the misfits. It's so great. Like, I get the ones that went to the big studio and they're like, I mean, I want to do this, but I'm really not comfortable in the big, huge space. And so I get kids that are like, I mean, I've got Penny right now who lost her dad like 3 months ago and is dealing with that and is just not cool with being around a bunch of other people all at once. And then I've got, like, I just have kids that are dealing with shit and don't want to be in the giant place. And hi, me too.
You're like, I'm right there with you.
And so I'm going to continue Miss Loren's aerial dance program, but I feel like stepping into this new place is just like, it's going to be great. It's going to be so great. It's scary. I'm equally terrified as I am excited. And that's how I know it's real. Because that's what Ariel did to me. Ariel taught me that.
Yes, I'm so proud of you, Loren. Good job. Loren's going to be with us in at Casa Chango in June. So my friends out there, if you still haven't signed up for it,
oh my God,
come
sign
Loren
up. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm opening a business. Like, I'm starting my own business, and I'm taking the entire 8 days, smiling the whole time. I'm going to leave that business with people I know will take care of it, but I am coming with bells on. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize how amazing it's going to be to train with you alone, girl, for all those hours all day. And then we get margaritas in the spa later.
I know. And then rinse and repeat the next day. We'll release some baby turtles. We'll take some pictures.
Girl, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. That's my divorce present to myself, by the way.
Loren, I'm so sorry that you had to go through all this. I'm so sorry.
The thing is I maybe would have never found Ariel. I never would have found my best girlfriends in Ventura County that I never would have found. So there's certain things that like you just, and I learned a ton. And I'll tell you one thing, there's no way that's ever happening to me again. There's no way.
Well, now your eyes are...
Yeah.
Number one is your dog farting. Number two...
It sounds like I'm farting the entire time.
No, your dog is farting.
No, girl, she's like, that's how she breathes.
Okay, the other thing I was thinking,
She's
I'll
not
just
a
take
dog.
that.
She's a pig. I'm pretty sure.
So this is how I met my N dude.
Uh-huh.
I was at one of the most vulnerable times of my life.
Yeah.
I was in a hospital with my leg broken in half. And I didn't meet him that way, but I was dating him already, and he was already dating me, but then that is when he was like, this is the I will save.
Yes. It's predatory behavior
It is
on their part.
It is. And I don't know if every single person who is in that position has awareness about why they feel so inclined towards the person when they are vulnerable.
Yeah.
I've had dude friends in the past who, one guy said to me, he was like, I don't think that there's future in this. I was like, oh my God, like, why? He's like, because you don't really need me. You don't need my help.
Oh, at least he was honest.
Yeah. He was like, there's so many people out there who need me to save them, and I'm better served with somebody like that. And
comments like that right away, right?
Yes.
That you're just like, oh my God, thank you for letting me know now that you're a psycho. Because no one needs to be saved.
That's not a relationship.
It's
that's
not
something
normal.
Else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that particular person at the time, I didn't, it's amazing that I remember these small things. I remember that conversation like it was yesterday, and we never ended up dating, but I'm like, he truly believed what he was saying.
Yeah.
Like,
one thing I want to say is like, okay, a red flag that I knew right away. So on the first date with him, I asked him, how do you behave when you don't get your way? And his response told me everything I needed to know, and I should have left right then and there. He said, I always get my way. I get my way. And I'm like, I chuckled. I laughed it off. Like, nobody gets their way all the time.
No, but I understand why you didn't take that seriously, because like many people have said that line in movies, and it's just a cocky, confident dude.
And I doubled down. I'm like, no, like that's not normal. People don't get their way. I want to know how you behave when you don't get it. And he doubled down. He's like, I don't have patience, and I get my way. And that should have been.
No, I feel like on a first date, that answer can be like tongue in cheek and can be like, no, I have perseverance. I work hard. Yeah. Then I get my way. Like there's healthy versions of that.
Of getting your way. Right. And so I took it that way. Like, oh, he works really hard. He navigates his life in a way that he knows how to attain what he needs.
Make things happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But knowing what you know now, it's like, okay, he was being very honest with you. I'm not going to be so explicit because my bean's here, but so my ex had started another full relationship about 6 months into my marriage. And so that when he actually told me, and I was like, like trying to figure out why and this and that, he said, well, it's not my fault completely. It's our fault.
Oh, God.
And
that's wild.
But the craziest...
And likely, he would never have like you found out about that clearly. Like
no, he ended up telling me because he wanted out of like, he wanted out. He felt like apparently I had become unlivable with because I wasn't acting the way he wanted me to act anymore.
I remember those talks. Like, you are just your behavior. I can't live with this behavior. I'm like, what behavior? The fact that I question you?
Yes. The fact that I'm not being that person anymore, you know, that is the reason why you're okay with this entire situation. And so, but what sticks with me with that comment of it's our fault, it's not that he said it, because I wasn't surprised.
Right.
It's that he meant it.
He meant it.
Yes. Yeah. 100% meant it. He was like, if she wasn't A, B, C, D, and E, I wouldn't have to go do this thing. And so, as with any divorce, devastating in ways, but I mean,
freeing.
You just have to like
freeing. And the thing is like, dude,
get out.
Yeah, get out. It's not. Life is way too short. This world is way too like unpredictable, right? And so like, what are we doing? So I'm so glad I got out of that, and here I am.
Here you are, and you're going to be thriving. You're blossoming into your new plant, into your new self.
One thing I will say though is that I hear him in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Still, I can't get it out of my head because I know he would say the most negative shit about me taking over this place. Oh, we'll see how long that lasts. Oh, you're going to end up in so much debt. Oh, it's not going to be anything. Blah, blah. It's all back here. And so I'm really working through that still of going, that's not real. That's a nightmare. That's not my story. But it's almost like a hypnosis that they do with you.
Yeah. Well, and the longer you're in it, the longer it takes to train your brain out of the negativity. So you still are going to go through that process. Listeners, we'll do another check-in with Loren sometime in 2025. But thank you for being so open with us. And, do you have any advice for women out there who might be going through something similar?
Have amazing female friends. Don't shy away from females who have amazing marriages. So my girlfriends have great marriages with men that are real men, that show up for them, that love them. And that really helped me see, whoa, like I deserve that too. So, and Ariel, I'm telling you, it fucking saved me. Without that, I don't think I would have found myself again.
Well, it also, I mean, unfortunately it was hard, but it kind of blew dust in the face of like the balance of your marriage. And had that not been, it would have just been a slower process probably, right?
Oh, for sure. I would still be there. Like I would not know what I'm fully capable of. And I'm telling you, being up there in the air, knowing that you have wrapped yourself proper and letting go is the most therapeutic fucking thing I have ever been a part of. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh. As I cry at the end of this podcast. Loren, you're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Give you all the good vibes, and then I will see you in like 6-7 months.
I cannot freaking wait. Sign up for her freaking retreat, stupids.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digident Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is The Expecting Aerialist.